You think you need close to $100,000 to buy your first rental property? You don't. Today, I'm gonna actually show you how beginner real estate investor buy their first property, even if they have very little money. You make $1,065 a month in positive cash flow. Here's the problem why most people don't get started. Most people think, when do I get started? Should I do it now? Am I too old? Am I too young to do it? How do I get the down payment? Or how much down payment do I need? I always say to someone, if you're thinking about investing in real estate, if you're new, you should go find a mentor that's already walked your journey and hook on to them so they can teach you how to do it. So what is house hacking? House hacking is a real estate strategy where you actually live in the property and then you can rent portion of your house out, like a bedroom, like a basement, you know, even like a backyard of an ADU. So for example, here's a single family property. You can rent out all the bedrooms, you can turn the basement into an ADU, or you can add an ADU, detached ADU in the back and rent that out. Now, you also can buy up to a multi-unit, up to a 4-unit, and consider a residential loan. So on a 4-unit, you can live in one, you can rent the other 3 out. So the essence and the purpose of house hacking is that you actually buy a property with very little money down and you have the tenant pay for majority of your mortgage so you can live for little to free in your own property. Okay, I'm gonna break down a real set of number. This is one of the students that own this property. I sold this property to him and we're gonna break down exactly how he's gonna do this house, okay? So you see the house is already a turnkey house. He chose to actually buy a turnkey house because if he were to actually buy this as a fixer, he would have to put a lot of money into it, spend some time, and then get it to where he bought it for. So he bought this property for $700,000. He would, if you were to buy a fixer in this area here, it would probably cost you at least $600,000. And it would cost you easy, you're gonna see, probably $100,000 to rehab this whole house, top and bottom. So you'd be back at square one. So if you're gonna be back at square one, then ain't no purpose buying a fixer-upper, fixing them up, and then just break even. The only time you ever buy a fixer and fix it up, you guys, is when you can actually create sweat equity. So the student didn't care. He actually thought it was better for him to buy turnkey and then maximize on what he's gonna do to the property. So he paid $700,000. He put down 5%, which is $35,000. If you got a job and you got decent credit, if you're out there and you really want a house, you can easily save $35,000, okay? So the loan amount now is $665,000. I'm gonna break down the whole entire payment for you. Principal and interest, property tax, insurance, and mortgage insurance, all in is $5,262. Okay, that is his total mortgage. So let me show you what he's gonna do to actually house hack this so you can actually live in this house very low. All right, you guys saw the living room, the dining room. Look at the kitchen. It's all been redone. New lighting, all new kitchen, all new floors, right? You know, new look area, all new appliances. I mean, this house, again, like I said, if you'd have bought this as a fixer, it would cost you at least $600,000 minimum as a fixer. Let me show you this. Look, the owner rehabbed the whole entire bathroom. Look, all new faucet, new tile, new floor, new toilet, new cabinet, new sink. Look, all new interior door, new trimming, freshly painted. Also, this house has been decked out, okay? This is easy $100,000 rehab. So, here's what the student's gonna do. You see, there's bedroom 1, and there's bedroom 2. So what he's gonna do is, you guys, there's 3 bedrooms. There's 2 bedrooms upstairs, and there's a bedroom downstairs. He's gonna live in one of the bedrooms, and he's gonna rent the other 2 bedroom out. And by doing this, okay, remember his mortgage is $5,262 minus $2,000 to rent this. Now this is a really good area in Seattle, so he can get good money for this. $2,000. I mean, he will only have to pay $3,262 to live in this house, which is still a good deal because again, if he wouldn't be able to buy this house with 5% down and make all the payments. It'd be a stretch for him. But at $3,200, he can afford it. But this is not the only reason why he bought this property. He bought this property because there's big potential on this piece of property and what he's gonna do in the backyard. All right, we're in the basement now. This is the other bedroom. This is where he's gonna rent this bedroom out. Now I'm gonna show you also what he's gonna do to create more rent, okay? We're gonna go around and you're gonna see here, right? You see the whole basement all finished, all right? They finished out the basement and there's a bathroom here, okay? And then what he's gonna do also is later on, he's gonna do this. This room right here, it is unfinished. And what he's gonna do, you guys, he's gonna finish this into a bedroom, right? He's gonna open up a wall, an exterior wall. He's gonna put a window, a closet. So he's gonna make this area another bedroom. So at the end of the day, he's gonna have another bedroom downstairs. So that could be another $1,000 he can get in this room. So if he actually rent out 3 bedrooms, that'd be $3,000. So he'd be living here for $2,262. This is the vision, what he's gonna do to this property. But again, let me show you the big money maker on this property. Come on. If you've been thinking about investing in real estate and you want to buy your first property, house hack, but you're a little scared and nervous, this is what we do. We teach people by walking with them on this journey. We teach them how to find the right property, how to evaluate to make sure it's a good deal before they buy it, help you get financing on the deal, and then basically help you do your first house hack deal smart without losing any money. We teach a lot of students how to do this so they can start basically owning real estate, build equity, live almost for free or sometimes free depending on the property you buy. If you've been thinking about investing, you want to do this, this is what we teach in our mentorship program called Springboard to Wealth. So if you're interested, click the link in the description and let me teach you how to invest in real estate the smart way without losing any money. This is the biggest reason why my student buying this property. Someone might say, $2,000 is still a lot of money if you rent out all 3 bedrooms, leaving 1. Yes, but it's only 5% down. But now, here is the big money maker. See this whole backyard? Right now, in today's zoning, you can put 1 detached ADU back here. You can go up to 1,000 or 1,100 square foot, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, detached ADU right here. It costs $350,000 all in to build an ADU right here. In this area, an ADU is worth at least $700,000 after you get done with it. That means you're gonna make an extra $350,000 in sweat equity when you build this out. A 3 bedroom, 2 bath ADU in this area, okay, rent for $4,000, okay? Now, I'm gonna run you the number. If you have a mortgage for $350,000, which is what it costs to build it. Remember, the land is free. You don't have to pay for it, okay? It came with the house. Principal and interest, tax and insurance is $2,735. If you rent this out for even $3,800, just being conservative, $3,800, you make $1,065 a month in positive cash flow. That extra $1,000, it can be offset to the front house. So if you rent out all of the bedroom, let's say he live in 1 and you end up remodeling the other bedroom downstairs, he rent out 3 bedroom, okay? That means he living there for $2,265 I mentioned earlier, right? If he get $1,000 here, that means he'd be living in the front house for basically a little over $1,000. But here's the crazy thing. He made an extra $350,000 in sweat equity. Now, in Seattle, right now, and it's happening all across America, this yard right here, this summer in June, the city allowed even higher density. You can actually put 2 ADU in this backyard up to 1,000 square feet. I won't even go through the calculation. You can do the math. If it costs $350 to do 1, it's worth $700, then do the math and you had 2. I'm not even need to go there and show you how good of a deal this is already. If you do 1 already, you see the extra profit, okay? So, $350,000 equity, you're making $1,000 a month in positive cash flow. And what's crazy is, we, Springboard Funding, we can actually do 100% construction financing with no more money out of his pocket. So all you gotta do is spend money and get plan the permit, which is about $20,000, $25,000. Once he has to plan the permit, it's free and clear, because it's not free and clear. We at Springboard Funding will actually fund this 100%. He don't have to come out of pocket, no more money. That's a game changer. Here's how you can do it also. There's 5 steps. Let me walk the step through to you. Step 1, go talk to a loan officer and get pre-approved. Find out exactly how much you can qualify for if you put down 5%. How much of a house can you get? For example, he might tell you can qualify for a $700,000 house and you put down $35,000. You just gotta have a good job, good credit, so you can make the payments, okay? Step 2, go get a real estate agent to help you find the house. Step 3, figure out exactly where you wanna buy. When you go out there buying, make sure you're in the location that, maybe close to your job, close to an area where you can get good renter, like you close to university, close to transit, the bus. Those are all helpful things. And the most important thing is make sure, don't buy a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, because you're not gonna get enough rent for a bedroom. You wanna get at least a 3-bedroom, 2-bath like this house, okay? And if you can, find a basement, because you can get a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and you have a whole basement downstairs, you can turn that into a ADU in the bottom. You can get that separate rent for that. Or again, find something with a backyard, you can put ADU in the backyard. But when you go out there looking, you gotta know exactly what to buy, what location, okay? Step 4, run the number. Once you find the property, run the number and find out exactly, like I said here, the total mortgage on this property is $5,200. How many bedrooms can I rent? How much can I get for a ADU in the basement? Run the number so that when you mind what you kind of rent you can get, then it leave you with a certain amount of money you gotta pay for the mortgage. If you're comfortable making $3,200 a month to live in your own house or $2,200, hey, now you know. After you're okay with that, then step 5 is go out there and pull the trigger, buy the property, move in, and after that, go out there and find a renter for rooms or mother-in-law downstairs, and then that'll be your first rental property. You can do house hacking at least once a year. If you buy a property, rent it out, turn this house, for example, into a full rental, move out, rent all the rooms out, and go out there and buy the next property with 5% again and repeat the process. You can do that once a year. So now you see how powerful this strategy called house hack is. You mean basically you can buy a property with very little money down, like as little as 3.5% to 5% down. Build sweat equity, rent out some of the units and part of your basement or the backyard, and then start actually living for little to nothing. Folks, bottom line is this: you don't need a 6-figure job. You don't need to actually wait for the perfect timing. You don't need to actually, be, rich to do this. What you need is you need the right strategy and you need the willingness to take action. All right, you guys, that is a wrap on this whole strategy called house hack. If you guys liked the video and you thought there's a lot of good value here, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button first. We want to hit 1 million subscribers before the end of the year. If there's any other topic you guys want me to talk about, make sure you leave it in the comment. Until then, we'll see y'all soon. Peace.